Hey, what's up guys? Rob here, and I'm back with a brand new Top 20 for 2020 video, which was created by Horrific Nightmares JM and the Horror Man. Every 15th and end of the month they come out with a brand new theme, and we have to take 20 horror films and list them based on that theme. The theme that was picked this time is 2000's horror, which is the year 2000 to 2009, and this was a bitch, let me tell you. Not picking them, but placing them in my top 20. I had one hell of a time. My brain is mush now. Honestly. I can't even put together words sometimes. My kids are 5 and they can put together complete sentences. Anyway, I think I got it. Okay, just my opinions. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about these because I have 20 to go over. What time is it? My God, it's 2:30 in the morning. Anyway, hope you guys are safe out there. Staying quarantined, locked down, you know, don't get bitten by a zombie, all that stuff. Been spending a lot of time with the family, that's why I haven't been doing videos. I apologize, but I'm just taking it day by day. And, you know, the stuff out there is pretty serious, so I don't want to make jokes of it. It's just, you gotta laugh sometimes when, you know, the situation arises, because that's all you can do. Anyway, let's get to my top 20. 2000's horror. Number 20. 28 days later with Cillian Murphy, who is walking around, you know, London, empty. It's empty. The streets of London should be packed with people with driving cars, but there's a plague going on, and it's empty. Kind of like what's happening right now. You go down some of the busiest streets in my town or a big city, and what do you see? Nothing. What's going on? I mean, what is this movie trying to tell us? I mean, I love this movie. You can call them zombies, you can call them infected. They act like, you know, Zack Snyder zombies, running really fast, clawing at you, biting at you, eating you, all kinds of stuff. Directed by Danny Boyle. Fantastic movie. Number 19, High Tension. Love this movie. Got this killer, you know, cutting people's heads off and stuff, and this girl running away from him. Kind of psychological at the end. It kind of throws a curveball at you. And I did not predict the ending to this. I was just like, what? But yeah, very, very good. Number 18, Final Destination 2. I love the, you know, highway wreck in this, because every Final Destination has a wreck. I like the highway wreck in this the best. I like the kills in this the best. It's gorier than the first movie. And the only thing I didn't like was how they treated Devon Sawa's character. In this one, they're like, oh, he died from a falling brick. What? A falling brick? Come on. You can't do better than that. He survived everything from the first movie, being prepared, but you're telling me a falling brick killed him. Allie Larder's in this, but then she dies. Let's just kill everybody. Those are my gripes. But it says you can't cheat death twice. That's bullshit. Anyway, that's number 18. Number 17 is Wolf Creek. Mick Taylor, glad to meet you. John Jarrett's fantastic, man. I love the way he just like... Oh man, I don't know where you been. This movie's great, man. Bunch of kids get stuck out in the middle of nowhere. John Jarrett comes by with his truck, tows them to his house, and basically tries to fix their car. They wake up the next day and they're captured. He's doing things to them. It's like, serves you right. Dumbasses don't even know who you're going home with. Greg McLean directed this. I do like the second one as well, but this is fantastic. You know, it's one of those movies you've seen before. You know, kids messing around out in the middle of nowhere. Something happens. They meet this person who you think is nice, and then turns out to be this psycho. Like we haven't seen that before, but they did it so good here. It's kind of a gritty movie. Number 16 is The Host, which is, I believe, a Korean film by Bong Joon-ho. Bong Joon-ho. It says right here, one of the greatest monster movies ever made. I would agree with that. On par with Jaws? Maybe. Except this monster can go in and out of water, so you're screwed either way. And yeah, the effects in this, as far as the monster effects, are very, very good. Very, very intense situations. And the characters are good. So yeah, definitely recommend The Host. If you're in for if you want to see a good monster movie, definitely check that one. Coming in at number 15 is Wrong Turn 2. I love the first one, don't get me wrong. But Joe Lynch did such a good job with this, with Henry Rollins in it, who's like Rambo. You basically have a bunch of kids who are playing this game, kind of like Survivor, the TV show. They're playing this game out in the middle of the woods where the cannibals are, the freaks. They're playing this game, and the deformed hillbillies are picking these guys off one by one. What I like about this is the characters. It's almost like Breakfast Club in the woods, because you got the slut, you got the jock, you got the conservative one. There's so many stereotypes in this. They really reference that, and they kind of make fun of it a little bit. I like that. Very, very good one. And it says right here, Kimberly Caldwell is starred in this. I don't know why they would put that when she's only in the beginning and she dies. Like, she doesn't even have that much screen time. So it should. Why it says it stars her? I don't know. Anyway, this is my favorite of the series. Number 14. I've talked about this a lot. Hannibal. One of my favorite Ridley Scott films. I don't care that Julianne Moore is in it. I don't think Jodie Foster made Silence of the Lambs good. I think it was Anthony Hopkins who made it good. Jodie Foster is a great actress, don't get me wrong, and she was good in the movie. I don't think it was because of her, though, that people remember it so well. It's Anthony Hopkins' performance. Same as this movie, okay? I don't care that Julianne Moore takes her place. She's fine. Anthony Hopkins is the one that I want to see on screen. So, very, very good one. Number 13 is Joyride. Now, this one, no one really talks about it. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. I can't believe he's no longer with us. But Steve Zahn, him and Steve Zahn have great chemistry, like brothers. And that's what they are in this movie, brothers who drive in this car and they mess around with the CB radio, prank this trucker, and the trucker gets even with him. He basically gets mad and starts to, play games with him. And the voice of Rusty Nail, the trucker, is Ted Levine, who is Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. So that's pretty cool. And they don't really show the trucker too much. They show like a body figure of him and maybe a shadow of his face. But they don't go into detail like they do in the second and third movie, which I like. And it kind of reminds me of Duel, my favorite Steven Spielberg film. In Duel, they never showed the trucker. They showed his arm, they showed his leg. But it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But Paul Walker, this is probably one of my favorite Paul Walker films. But yeah, very, very good movie. That was number 13. Number 12 is The Ring. Look, I don't care what people say. I think this movie holds up today. I think it's one of the creepiest films, The Girl in the Well. It is an American remake, but who cares? I know we have Ringu. Ringu is fine. I like Ringu. But I definitely like this movie a lot. Brian Cox was great, whatever screen time he had. Naomi Watts, I like her detective characterization she has in this, where she basically tries to find out what's with this girl, what's with this videotape. Everything about I love that whole aspect, the investigation. I just think the creepiness of the tape and the way the girl comes out of the well and stuff is, I saw this in the movie and I saw this in the theater, and when I got home I could not stop thinking about the movie. I actually live near a well in a cemetery. I live in front of a cemetery. Down there where the woods are, there is a manhole that could be a well. You look down in that thing, and I had dreams that the girl would come out of that well and be walking up. Anyway, that's The Ring. Number 11 is criminally underrated, and that is Darkness Falls, with the Tooth Fairy, Matilda Dixon, who basically nabs kids. She stays in the dark. She can't go in the light. She wears this porcelain kind of mask thing. In the beginning, there's that kid who's underneath the covers, and she's like right there. Creepy movie, man. Jonathan Liebesman, out of all people, directed this, and I think this is probably his best film. An Eye for an Eye, Your Life for a Tooth. I love it. This is a great movie. Kind of creepy in some ways, but very, very well done, and no one ever talks about it. Now we're on to my top 10. Number 10 is The Strangers. Why are you doing this? Because you were home. Oh! Great explanation, you crazy bitch. Anyway, Liv Tyler, yeah, basically this couple gets terrorized by these group of people that just show up at the door and they start playing with them the whole night. Start swinging on the swing and, you know, knocking on the door and going in the barn and playing and just all this stuff because they were home. Creepy atmosphere, slow panning shots, eerie atmosphere. I love this movie a lot. It's definitely in my top 5 home invasion films because I can think of some other ones that I did like, but that's definitely at the top for sure. Number 9 is The Collector. Yes. A movie that is kind of the opposite of home invasion. It's almost like you can't, instead of getting in the house, you can't get out of the house. Because in this movie, he sets up traps in the house where you can't leave the house. He locks everything up. You're trying to get out of the house. And it's like Saw in a way, like these traps, and like he's very smart. He knows how to fight, and you see a lot of that in The Collection. But he wears this mask, like this Mexican wrestling mask. It almost like he ties it in the back, but the front of it looks like he's wearing a goddamn trash bag with holes in it. I really don't know. It's a weird looking outfit to me. But it is from the twisted minds of Saw 4 and 5 and 6. That's not really saying much. This movie's a lot better than all 3 of those films, okay? Anyway, yeah, The Collector. He collects people, he puts them in these boxes. Only certain people, though. Number 8 is Vacancy with Luke Wilson, Kate Beckinsale. I've talked about this a lot. Love this movie. Very intense. This couple goes to this motel that's nearby. It's actually out in the middle of nowhere because their car breaks down. The hotel's abandoned. They go in this room. They find these tapes. They start watching them. There's snuff films. There's cameras in the room. These 2 killers start messing with them and trying to kill them. They have to escape. Very, very awesome movie. Number 7 is House of Thousand Corpses. My favorite Rob Zombie film, hands down. Love this movie. This is what I'm talking about. Rob Zombie should stick to stuff like this. That's why I like Lords of Salem. Those kind of original ideas is what I like from him. I don't like when he takes a franchise and tries to make it his own, like Halloween. I'm sorry, it's a garbage that was a garbage take, in my opinion, with garbage pail people, okay? This was a great idea about a house, you know, this legend of this killer, and this house, it kind of reminds me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with this family, this weird family celebrating Halloween, and these kids get involved, and they have to try to escape and stuff. The characters is what makes it. The Firefly family, very, very awesome. Coming in at number 6, The Mist. God, this movie's awesome. Thomas Jane is the man. Thomas Jane is awesome. Frank Darabont, of course, you know, with The Walking Dead, there's some Walking Dead members that are in this movie. But, yeah, basically about this mist that engulfs the town, and there's these creatures in the mist. And this has one of the most controversial endings I've ever seen. I cannot believe the ending. Every time I see this, I'm just like, why didn't you just wait 10 seconds? That's all you had to do. Wait about 10-15 seconds. Would have been fine. But how was he supposed to know that? You know what I'm saying? Very, very cool. Number 5. Now we're into my top 5. 30 Days of Night. My favorite vampire movie of all time. Okay? This movie's so damn good. You got Ben Foster, Danny Houston, Melissa George, and Josh Hartnett. These vampires show up in this town in Alaska, and they start killing people, and they have to try to survive these vampires because, you know, there's 30 days of night there. So, very, very cool. Very, very intense situations. And the vampires look awesome, too. Coming in at number 4 is Orphan. I just watched this movie recently with my cousin. This movie still holds up. What's her name? Isabel Furman did a fantastic job as Esther. The way they made her look at the end, she acts like a different person. I mean, this whole movie reminds me of The Good Son mixed with Problem Child, but they make it rated R. That's exactly what this movie is. But she's so sinister and evil. Just what she makes the little kids do in this movie and what she does, it's great. Love it. Number 3, The Hills Have Eyes remake. What more can I say about this film? You got Ted Levine in here as Bob. What are we going to do, Bob? We walk. What? And push the lotion on and does as told. You got Buffalo Bill himself in this movie, okay? The gore effects are great. I love the way the, deformed, hillbilly, mutated guys look. And the situation. Also, what's her name? Kathleen Quinlan, right? I think that's her name. Yeah, Kathleen Quinlan's in this. And I loved her in Breakdown. But very, very bloody movie. I loved it a lot. I think I even like it better than the original. Number 2, The Descent. No question, this is one of my favorites. Very claustrophobic. I love the group of women in this movie, the characters, how they kind of have chemistry, and then they fight against each other, but then they work together. Then there's a bad seed within, the girls. But it's directed by Neil Marshall. He did a fantastic job. Shauna McDonald, I do like. I wasn't familiar with her until this movie. But she was in Part 2, which was a big mistake. That movie's garbage, okay? That movie sucked. She's in that movie called The Chamber, which I've never seen. But this is the original, the unrated cut. And there's quite a few endings, actually, in this. I don't mind any. I actually don't mind any of the endings. I think they're all pretty good. But I'm claustrophobic, so this movie bothers me at a certain point because of cave diving. I think that is a stupid sport. Like, it's an extreme sport, honestly. Trying to fit through a hole, you might as well try to put your head in someone's vagina. I mean, it's honestly, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen someone do. And there's been people dying because of it. They get stuck and they can't get out, and so that, they end up dying. Well, why are you doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I honestly wouldn't make it. As if there was an entrance and I go in there, I'm dead. I'd start screaming like a little girl in there. I'd be panicking, honestly. I would not make it 2 feet. That's why these women have balls, bigger balls than me. And they meet up with these creatures that are down there, because you never know what are in these caves. Very, very cool idea, man. Coming up to my number 1 favorite, 2000's horror from 2000-2009, no question, hands down, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. I freaking love this movie. This is how you do a horror remake, people. This is how you do it, okay? You make it your own while throwing in some nods. Is exactly what they did in this movie. They made it their own, but they threw in nods to the original, okay? They added the sheriff, R. Lee Ermey. They added his character, which had nothing to do with the original. That's one thing they made it their own with. The whole situation is the whole situation that they found themselves in when they were driving and come across, the actual place. Kind of reminiscent of the original. But they made it their own. Leatherface looks freaking crazy in this. I mean, he looks creepy. One of the best looking Leatherfaces, in my opinion. Hands down. So, that is my number 1 pick. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hope you guys enjoyed my list. I have so many movies I could have added on there. God, like, Dead Silence and Silent Hill and Valentine and so many other movies. But that's my list. So I'll be back with the next top 20 for 2020 very soon. See you guys next time.